Oh,
Oh, sorry, officer.
Robert.
What?
Call me Robert.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think I should go now.
Paulette, yeah? You're needed. Right. I need a drink. Do you want more, Carla?
No, thank you, Miss Stone.
I guess you better call Tom and have him prepare news cookies.
Yes, Miss Stone. Tom, this is Carla. Sorry for woke you. Yes, I'm still here looking at John's. Tom, I have some terrible news. John's dead. Yes, you heard me right. Miss Stone is here too. She asked me to have you get out a press release right away. Ready? Film star John Sterling suffered a fatal accident at his home tonight, following a party to celebrate the start of his newest film, Dangerous Mission. Mr. Sterling apparently slipped at the edge of the swimming pool, struck his head on the diving board, and fell into the water being drowned. Mr. Sterling had been a top star in film pictures for 25 years. His most memorable films include Pull the Info from the Files, then go on to say that his widow, the renowned beauty, Rose Hamilton Sterling, is stricken with grief. That should cover it. I'll call you as soon as I fly over to the mainland. Goodbye.
You can't! Sam, what's she doing? If you don't let me break this story, I'll never mention gemstone painters in my column again!
Calm down, Mona. The moment John's body is taken to the morgue, the news was spread through Hollywood. Besides, you still haven't exclusive. You were right here when he died.
Well, it seems appropriate somehow, doesn't it? I mean, I was there when he became a star. I was there when he... Whatever you're drinking, Sam, pour me a double.
Sure.
Do you know if there are other phones here to the mainland?
The one Carlos used in was John's private line. There's a phone in the living room and extensions throughout the house.
I better call in my story.
Sam, why'd you call me a Bradley?
So, would you say this was your first film, John? How about you? What are the terms of your background?
Excuse me? Excuse me? Can I have your attention, please? Mrs. Shirley, I'll make this brief. Will everyone find a seat, please? Now!
Okay, then.
I'll need to have your household staff present as well.
Line 1 of the intercom unit on John's desk connects to the kitchen.
I'll do it, Captain Gerard.
Hello?
Rhonda.
Rhonda, this is Carla Willis. Captain Gerard will allow the household staff to come in. Study, please.
Very well. We'll be right there.
I want to make sure I have my facts right before I leave to take Mrs. Shirley's body to the morgue. Two groups of partygoers were floated to the mainland in your husband's private helicopter. Mr. Sterling had said goodbye to the third group at the chopper pad on the back lawn. After the chopper left, he was apparently making his way back to the house when he must have slipped on water by the pool, struck his head on the diving board, and fallen into the pool where he had drowned. The rest of you were in the house at this time? I'll need to make a list of those who were there when the accident occurred. Mrs. Sterling and I have spoken, of course. If I can get the rest of your guys' names. Let's start with you.
Huh? Me? I'm Eddie Winters, Mr. Sterling's business manager. John and I were going to go over some contracts, for a bookkeeper's problem.
Well, technically, I was right.
What was that?
Nothing. Never mind.
Who are you?
Oh, that's Sally Fletcher.
I can speak for myself.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Sally Fletcher. I came about the book as well. I'm a writer.
A ghost writer.
I help celebrities write their autobiographies, but my name doesn't appear on them. Mr.
That's the book contract I can't look over.
His notes were complete. His book can still be published.
You can't! I mean, no need to be hasty, is there? It would seem sort of crass to rush out a book right after John's death, wouldn't it? Rose, you'll think about waiting a while, won't you?
Don't worry about it, Deborah.
Do you know where the manuscript is, Mrs. Sterling?
Well, I assume it's somewhere here in his study.
Have you read it?
Well, no one has. John planned to surprise us all when it was published. Oh, I'm sure John didn't say anything bad about the studios. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sam Stone. I own Gemstone Studios.
Mrs. Stone?
Okay, cool.
Naturally, I know who you are, Miss Eyre. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you, Captain Gerard. I was to be John's guest on a dangerous mission.
Phew, I got through, thank goodness I.
Miss Montgomery, I'm taking a few quick notes from my report. If you'll take a seat.
Certainly.
You can have this seat.
Sorry I'm late. I was making sandwiches.
In case anyone feels like eating.
I'm Captain Gerard. I'm making a quick list of who's here.
Rhonda Hudson. I'm the cook and housekeeper.
That's Hudson. I'm Mrs. Sterling's butler and mentor. My wife and I have worked for Mr. Sterling since he bought this house 15 years ago.
Say, you look kind of familiar.
He should. His movies pop up on TV all the time. Let's do a defining character actor until he quit film to work for John.
I'm Paulette. I live on the mainland. I go to college there. I just came over to help serve at the party.
I'll wrap this up quickly. Mrs.?
Miss Carla Willis? I'm the head publicist for Gemstone Studios.
You're Film Ranger. I believe I right take this.
That's right. I guess the production will go on hold until we can find a replacement for Jordan.
Didn't you direct him in his first bit?
Yes, so lovely, so deadly.
This will be my first picture of Mr. Sterling. Oh, sorry, I thought you were committing my first big part too. I'm Melinda Powell. I was supposed to play the woman Mr. Sterling lived his wife for the movie, being so much younger and all.
I was playing the wife. His character was not very bright and had lousy taste.
Jeff, I know. Hello, Jeff. Mr. Sterling hired you to conduct a private investigation?
Mr. Stone hired me, but not to solve a crime.
John was going to play a private detective in Dangerous Mission. He had asked me to get a real detective on payroll to act as an advisor.
Couldn't have done a better job. Jeff and I have crossed paths on several cases. I guess that just leaves you?
Oh, Pete, this is my girlfriend, Jennifer Lane. Jen and I met on the case I was working on about 6 months ago. I caught the bad guy, the terrific labor.
Congratulations. Are you a private investigator too, Miss Light?
No, Captain Gerard.
Here we go.
I'm a sensitive, a medium. I haven't told others that, Captain Gerard. In the movie, the main character enlists the help of a medium who claims to be able to get in touch with the dead.
And you claim you can do that in real life, Miss Light? Communicate with the dead?
Communicate is too strong a word, but I sense things. Sometimes I get strong feelings about the departed, and I feel there's something wrong about the accident.
What do you mean, wrong?
I don't know, something.
We are ready, Captain.
Be right there. Jeff, I'll give you a call once I get back to the mainland. Looks like it's in the little storm out there.
A radio announcer said there's a storm front coming in from the sea.
Then I should hurry. Those of you that live on the mainland can return when Sterling's helicopter returns.
There's plenty of sandwiches and hot coffee in the kitchen.
I don't know about you guys, but I can eat. I'm starving.
Mrs. Sterling, wouldn't you like to lie down for a while?
I believe I do.
I'll go with you, Rosie. And maybe we could do a little interview?
No! Now is not the time.
You're right. I'll come up in a little while after you've rested. I'll go with you, Mrs. Sterling.
Sounds great.
Milton.
I know to be. Is there a problem?
No, it's just this house, this room actually looks so familiar.
I think I can tell you why. Have you seen So Lovely, So Deadly? It comes to TV often.
Sure, it's a classic.
Then that's where you've seen the place. The movie's been made here on location.
Of course. That's why I've been feeling like I've been experiencing deja vu all night.
It's been painted and redecorated several times since then. John had his swimming pool installed and a helicopter pad built, but it's basically the same house you see in the movies.
This place must hold a lot of memories for Mr. Sterling since it's the place he shot the film and made him famous.
And some memories that weren't so great. Haven't you heard of Edward Lyons?
The movie star?
I've seen a couple of his old films. He died about 15 years ago, right?
Yes, 15 years ago, Edward was the star of So Lovely, So Deadly, and John was assigned a small role of his brother in it. I had shot all the exterior long shots first, the panoramic views that captured the beauty, the wild natures of the island. Edward, John, and Lester were small figures in the distance of those shots.
That's right. Lester played his father, didn't he?
That was his last film. We were ready to shoot indoors when Edward had a terrible accident. Police assumed he was walking on the shore one night, slipped and fell on the rocks by the shoreline, fell in the water and drowned. Mona found him lying face down in the bay the next morning.
Mona Montgomery, the gossip columnist, who's here now.
She was a cover reporter for the newspaper at the time, assigned to do a small interview of Edward Lyons. She was the first to break the news about his accident. It was a scoop that made her career.
And Mr. Sterling took over the lead role around that point.
Exactly. Edward and he were similar in looks, so we gave John the role mostly because they're cast as brothers. In the overview shots of Edward outdoor, you could even tell him from John. So by giving John his part, I was able to keep the footage. Another actor who resembled John came in to play his part.
So John Sterling got his big break at the cost of another actor's life?
And another person would be granted a good role in Dangerous Mission. History repeats itself.
I see what you meant when you said this place holds a lot of bad memories, as well as good ones.
Still, John had to have it. It was up for sale at the time. It's the only house on the island too, so the whole place was available. He used the money he earned for starting the film to buy the place.
So Lester and his wife Rhonda live here full time?
They keep the place going.
I'm surprised that Lester decided to stay here. I mean, his experience on the film caused him to retire from acting there. Since it's a storm has arrived.
They can be fierce. That's why the island got its name. I should go find Lester and suggest he check up on the other windows. Cheerio.
That was quite the story, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. That explains the eerie feeling I felt about the island ever since I arrived.
I see.
Jeff, I know you can't accept my abilities, not really, but sometimes my intuition is right.
Jen, I have a hard time dealing with this subject. You're the most honest person I've ever known, man. I know you get these feelings. You sincerely believe that there are signals from the dead. And though you may be right, I've never been able to imagine a life beyond this one.
I wish you had stronger faith, Jeff. There's more. There has to be more.
I work on it, Jen. I want to share your hopes and faiths and beliefs. I just need time to work it out.
I'll wait a lifetime for you.
Tell me what you feel.
Warm, safe, loved.
You are that, man. I mean, tell me about this place, the bad vibes you get.
Do you really want to know?
I'm going to learn about these things. You have to teach me.
Well, when we were coming here, we passed over the cove. I felt an icy sensation go up my spine. I sensed the pain, frustration, and torment of someone. Someone who's not alive anymore.
How did you know that they were dead?
Well, I can sense things about living people too. Like Miss Sterling, for instance. I can tell she didn't love her husband. I knew from the minute I touched her arm and led her to the sofa. In fact, I think she hated him.
Now that you mention it, Miss Sterling is the most bereft whip I've ever seen. What did you mean when you told Pete that you said something was wrong about her husband's death?
Well, I've never been nearby when anyone died, except for my grandmother. She had been ill a long time. When she passed on, I felt this wave of peace and joy wash over me. It was glorious. Earlier tonight, when Mr. Sterling had fallen into the pool, I felt a sharp pain at the back of my head, and then another, and then they were gone.
Boy, whatever that cause, these feelings you get must be difficult to handle at times.
They can be. Well, why don't we join the others?
Sure. I can use something new.
I just love thunderstorms. I think it's nature's way of paying us back for all we've done to it.
We're just heading to the kitchen to get some coffee.
It's good and hot.
That's just what I need. The sound of rain falling always chills me to the bone.
Well, see you.
So, who do you think the studio will get to replace John?
I have no idea. You'll have to ask Sam.
It'll be a relief for you, won't it?
What do you mean?
It must be difficult playing opposite the former lover who had jilted you, wouldn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. I couldn't help but overhear the conversation you and John had in here.
You were spying on us?
Not spying, Deborah. I was in the little half-bath when the two of you came in here. You both speak quite loudly.
And what did you just accidentally overhear?
You have to figure out that the two of you have been seeing each other on the side for quite a while, and that John wanted to break it off.
Mona, surely you're not going to print that on your column. John is dead now. No need to slander his name and hurt Rose in the process.
You mean hurt Deborah Dare's reputation, don't you?
I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. John said he loved me. He was going to divorce Rose and marry me.
That's funny, because I got the impression that you were the last woman in the world that he once married.
He said those things in anger. We've had spats before.
Over Miss Powell? Didn't I hear you accuse him of getting too friendly with Belinda?
You didn't miss a syllable, did you?
I happen to have excellent ears.
And a vicious tongue. If you say anything about John and your friends, anything about us, I'll kill you.
Pork sandwiches.
Excuse me, am I interrupting anything? No, nothing.
Nasty weather.
Jane, it's as gloomy as a tomb in here. Who wants to surround a boat? John wanted that. Miss Montgomery, I was just thinking, I get that. Maybe you can mention me in your column. The public gets so tired about hearing about the same faded old stars all the time. Why not give us kids a break?
As a matter of fact, I was just mentioning to Deborah that I might run a little item on the two of you, and John, soon. What's an idea?
That's great.
Mrs. Sterling is lying down for a while. Poor thing.
She's hardly a poor thing. I'm sure John left her millions. Right, Addie?
Huh? Oh, yes, John was very well off.
I'm sure his book will be fascinating.
Well, she'll want to be published eventually, won't she?
Yes. She said when she's had a chance to edit it, she'll go ahead with the printing.
How convenient for her. I guess she'll be able to take out any bad remarks Sean said about her that she didn't like, won't she?
Well, yes. Why? Do you think that he might have written something bad about Mrs. Sterling?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe a tiny comment that she'd only married him for his money, or that he had swapped her in for another model.
Well, he wouldn't have divorced her. She would have gone ahead with everything he owned.
No, Rose signed a prenuptial agreement that if they divorced, she wouldn't get anything.
So, now that he's dead, will Rose inherit his estate?
It's all hers. Rose was his only heir.
Who should we try to get, Samantha? Bing Crosby or Bud Alvin?
It's possible color. Get his aging. Should I get it? Yeah, that line's assuming anywhere else.
John Stilling's residence, this is Carla Willis speaking. Yes?
Yes.
C. Thank you. That was Wesley, John's pilot. He asked me to let everyone know that he's stuck on the mainland until the storm passes.
Which is great. Since we've got some time to kill, I think I'll look for the manuscript. Mrs. Sterling asked me to.
Well,
Does anyone want more coffee?
I'll take a refill.
Do.
I'll have some more too.
how about the Hudsons?
Thank you.
Lester,
I'm here.
Mr. Sterling's father can't get back until after the storm. We need to use some of the guest bedrooms.
Very well, Mr. Bird.
We can't get back?
Ranger stopped the bus.
Well, that's all right. We have plenty of room.
I told Dogsons.
Good. I need company now.
Mrs. Sterling, I can't find the manuscript.
Well, John didn't allow any of us to be down here while he was working on it. I don't know where it is.
Lester said you'll all be here for the night.
Yes, if you will sign the bedrooms.
Certainly, Miss Sterling.
Okay. Hello, Pete. It's Jeff. What? Yeah. Yeah, everyone's here. Mrs. Sterling's pilot can't get back? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course. I'll let you know if I learn anything new. Bye, Pete.
That was Captain Gerard. Obviously.
It was. Yes, some disturbing news. Miss Sterling. I hate to have to tell you this, but your husband didn't have an accident. He was murdered. Examined his body at the morgue. There wasn't any sort of water in his lungs. He was dead before he was in a pool.
Then the blow on his head killed him and he slid.
We could assume there had to have been one blow, but the coroner discovered that there had been at least 2 portions of his gold out of the shadow. P noticed a champagne bottle on the ground in the pool. P asked me to keep it for him and officially take charge here.
Take charge?
Yes, as a licensed private detective, I have the right to conduct investigations and carry a gun.
A gun?
A gun to protect myself and the rest of you.
Protect us? From what?
The killer. Since all the other guests were gone before Mrs. Sterling was murdered, and obviously, Miss Willis, the murderer is one of us.
I wish I could help you more. But people were circulating from murder room constantly. Anyone could have slipped outside during that time.
That's basically what everyone has said. But someone did leave this house. The question is, who?
If I knew, I would have a show business story of the decade. How I have captured John Sawyer murderer by Ryan Montgomery.
Do you know who might have had motive to murder the man?
Rose. Rose is the most obvious suspect. She's his only heir. It's not common knowledge, but I believe that John was thinking of divorcing her, leaving her nothing. And then there's Deborah. She and John were having an affair, but John was thinking about ending it. I'll bet she didn't tell you about that.
No, she didn't.
Addie Winter seems harmless. A slaw, but harmless. But you might have a complete audit of John's financial investments. Business managers have been known to siphon off some of their clients' money.
I'll suggest that you look into it.
They're the only ones I could think of who might have wanted John dead. To inherit a fortune. To get revenge. To cover up a crime. They're fairly common motives for murder, I believe.
To cover up a crime, suppose the crime someone wanted to cover up was an old one.
What do you mean, Miss Lang?
Mr. Sterling's death. I sensed an unnatural aura about the island, even before he was killed. Perhaps Mr. Lyons was murdered as well. Suppose Mr. Sterling knew something about that death, which made him a threat to someone.
If we pursue that idea, that would broaden our suspect list to everyone that was included when So Lovely So Deadly was being filmed. Miss Stone, Lester Hudson, Milton Granger. Oh. And you, Miss Montgomery.
But it happened 15 years ago. If somebody had killed Edward and John knew about it, why would that person wait so long to get him out of the way?
Perhaps if someone killed Mr. Sterling, if someone did, was afraid Mr. Sterling would reveal this in his memoirs.
But the police conducted a thorough investigation of Edward Lyon's death and ruled it an accident. If it were me, I would stick to the current suspects. If you have no further questions, I'm really quite tired.
That's all for now. Miss Montgomery,
Yes,
thank you for your cooperation.
I'll be in my bedroom.
You're exhausted.
I am, but I wanted to get everyone's stories while it was still fresh on their mind. No one came out with anything new that shed a light on the case.
Mona Montgomery clearly did not want to talk about Edward Lyon's death. That woman was more than nervous, she was frightened.
Of what?
Well, I don't know, being discovered if she's the killer, or perhaps becoming the next victim. If
If she, like Mr. Sterling, knows something which possesses a threat to the killer, but one thing is certain, she knows something she isn't telling.
Well, gossip calling us to keep it secret must be pretty important. I'll see if Pete can make something of it. Thank you. I need that. Now, don't you think it's time for you to get some rest?
What about you?
I want to look over Mr. Sterling's script for Danny's mission.
The script, why?
It's a long shot, but there could be something in there that could be a clue.
Do you know where the script is?
Yeah, I came across it when I was looking for the manuscript.
Well, if you're going to stay up a while longer, I should get you some more coffee.
I can use it if I'm going to get through this. Would you mind seeing if one of those lights turns with this on? Would you turn off the other lights?
Sure.
Thanks.
How about a little fresh air? The rain is steady, but not gusty.
Sounds good.
What is it?
The cover of the script is lying flush with the top edge of the drawer. The drawer is twice as deep on the outside as it is on the inside.
Really?
It's a thumbtack.
A what?
A thumbtack. It's stuck our waist to the bottom. It has a false bottom. The manuscript.
He must have hidden it. There really must be something in there he didn't want anyone else to see.
I tend to find out just what it is. Now I really need that coffee.
There's plenty left in the kitchen.
Tony Silver, the title. I was born, majored in drama, summer starts, signed a contract with Gemstone Studio, a bit party, so lovely, so deadly. And Mr. Sterling, tell me what I wanted. Jennifer? Jen? Hey! No! No! Hey, give me that! I can't let you have that! Give me that shit! Ah! Hey! Hey, get back here!
Hello? Is anyone in here?
Paulette? Yes, me, Jen Burke. Can you turn on the lights, please? Paulette?
Mr. Burke?
Yeah?
Mr. Burke? Ah! He's dead!
I'm dead!
This is terrible! Help me! Somebody please help me!
Help you? What about me?
Paulette, what's the matter? It's Mr. Burke. He's... No. Jeff?
Jennifer?
Oh, Jeff. He's bleeding. He's been shot. What happened? Did you see who did this? No.
I'm right here, Jen.
Miss Lang? A chill, that's all.
You felt me. You can feel my presence.
Are you sure you didn't see who was in here with Jeff? Yes, ma'am. I couldn't sleep, so I went for a glass of milk. I heard a bang when I came in. Mr. Burke was slumped in the chair.
I couldn't tell who it was, Jen.
Oh, I'll call the others. Paulette, did you touch the intercom? Me? No, ma'am. This is Jennifer Lang. Everyone report to Mr. Sterling's study immediately. It's an emergency. Oh, Paulette, you've got to stop crying. You'll make yourself sick. Why don't you get a rag and clean up the spilled water? Yes, ma'am. I'll do that. Oh, Jeff, someone must have turned on the intercom in here. They must have pushed the button for the study in the bedroom and listened to you interrogate everyone individually.
And heard us find the manuscript.
And hers found the manuscript.
Whoever shot me took it, Jen.
The manuscript. It's gone.
Yeah,
Except for this page you managed to hold on to.
I did.
Oh, Jeff.
Jen, I don't.
Jeff, wherever you are, I want you to know I loved you.
I love you too. I still do.
Oh, what on earth happened here? It's Jeff. Jeff Burke has been murdered.
I need a drink.
The culprit is all one. Keep your hands off that liquid. Mr. Sterling dies and you run for a drink. You find out he was murdered and you run for a drink. Now Jeff has been killed and off you run to the bar. No more. I want you all stone cold sober when I look you in the eye and ask you if you did it. Is that
wrong? Do you want to test me and find out?
Pour me a Coke.
Everyone find a seat. Now!
People don't have wise.
You, wait. Lester, take Jeff's body to his bedroom. Put him on the bed. Be gentle with him. I have some questions to ask you all, and you all had better give me some straight answers. Miss Montgomery, Jeff did not die to provide you with one juicy item for your gossip column. If you write one word on that pad, I will personally break your fingers one by one.
Why would anyone want to kill Mr. Burke?
I already know the answer to that. Someone shot him to get the manuscript.
The manuscript.
Yes, we found it hidden beneath one of the false bottoms of one of the desk drawers.
But Miss Lang, how could any of us have known that you had discovered it?
Yes, Miss Willis, but why don't you turn down the intercom in here and listen as Jeff interrogated everyone individually? You also heard us find the manuscript as well.
Yeah, sure.
Gee, if none of the murder was listened, I would take back all the good things I said about anyone. Well, almost anyone. I hope every ounce of silicone in your body ends up in your thighs.
I would respond when I was taught to respect my elders.
Isn't it nice when the children hit the playground?
That is enough!
Oh, come on, Jeff, this is getting really good.
I got Brad.
Thank you, Paulette.
Did you read the manuscript?
Jeff might have, but I was just going to the kitchen to get him some coffee when someone came in here, shot him, and took the manuscript. Paulette found the body.
Paulette, what are you doing up this late? I went for a glass of milk.
You didn't see anyone leave the room?
No,
Hey, that's right. They went out the French doors.
I cleaned up most of the water.
You can just dump the rag in the little bathroom, Paula.
They went out in the rain. If you search their rooms and find raincoats, you'll have my killer.
If Paulette didn't run into murder, then he or she must have gone out the French door.
And God bless me, gentlemen, think. Look, I'll go search for the raincoat myself. If I find it, I'll try to find some way to let you know.
Mrs. Lane, shouldn't someone inform Captain Gerard about, well, you know?
Odie, I can't get out. Jen, I can't get through the doorway. What's that sound in my head? I can't leave the room.
Is Captain Peter Gerard there, please?
So that's what happens. You get killed, and then you're stuck here until your murderer is caught. And then your spirit is able to rest. That's crazy.
Captain Gerard, I'm afraid I have some bad news.
I'll say,
John's dead.
wait, I'm still here. I wonder if John's still out of the pool.
He was shot.
John! You are you there?
No, we don't know who.
Guess not. I suppose he knows who killed him. Maybe that's how it works. If you know, you get to go.
I see.
Probably can't get back into the bathroom. Not that I need to.
Have you any idea what that will be? I'll tell them. Goodbye. He said the storm center is passing over the mainland. He hopes to be able to leave the island in the next 20 or 30 minutes.
We've got one to take care of.
Thanks.
Carla just called Captain Gerard. He wants us to lock ourselves in our bedrooms until he gets here.
Well, then that's what you all should do, but I'm going to stay down here a while, but the rest of you should lock yourselves in.
Well, there's no lock on the study doors.
I'll be alright. There's something I need to check on down here, and then I'll go out, but the rest of you should really lock yourselves in. Why don't we come back down here when we hear the police helicopter arrive?
I know what you're doing. You dropped that page on purpose. What if the killer realizes it's a page in the manuscript and tries to get it back? Why? Why, Jennifer? Why set yourself up as a target? Go to your bedroom and lock yourself in now! Why you still on time?
Jeff, I don't know if you're aware of me or not, but I feel you're nearby. I want you to know I can sense it.
Right here, Jen.
There must be something here the killer wants.
I hope not. For your sake, I hope not. What are you doing? Are you calling Pete?
Brian,
Brian?
this is Jennifer. I know it's very early Sunday morning, and I'm still on Storm Island. Brian,
start. I have a torn page here from the manuscript. I need there to be a record of what Mr. Sterling wrote in case something should happen to it or to me.
You're so smart.
All right, here goes. I slipped in through the kitchen door and hurried to the sink. I started washing the blood off my shirt sleeve when I heard a gasp. It was Mona, standing beside me, a shocked expression on her face as she watched the bloody water flow from my shirt sleeve.
Who wouldn't be shocked?
I told her there had been an accident, that Edward was dead. She was present that afternoon when he and Sam cracked the fire Millen, Lester, and me. She knew that if the police had learned that any of us were with Edward when he died, they would be convicted of murder, and they would have to shut the film down. I begged them not to tell anyone, to let them find his body in the cove later. The brothers' role had been my biggest break so far. I couldn't stand the thought of losing it. I swore to Mona that Edward had stumbled, hit his head on a rock, and drowned. She didn't believe me, but she knew I could be a valuable source to her studio, so she agreed and kept quiet. When Milton gave me the leading role, her gamble paid off handsomely. And from that moment on, every item about John Sterling appeared in her gossip column first. So then, we had learned that she owed her career to a dead man.
No wonder she got so jittery when we brought up the topic of Edward Lyon's death.
Well, there's nothing left of me, Florence, but you know what to do if you haven't heard from me by Monday morning. I love you, big brother.
That was good, Jen. Except, you should have called Pete yourself. I mean, why wait? We now know that John Sterling killed Edward Lyons. And Mona became an accessory after the fact by telling what she knew. I can't figure out why after 15 years John decided to confess. Maybe his conscience got the best of him. And Mona was afraid he would expose her part of the crime, so she killed him. And then she shot me. This case is wrapped up. Call Pete, Jennifer. Jennifer, get out! Get out! No! Stop! What does Peter Ghost? You can't scare everybody!
There's no need to shoot me, Miss Montgomery.
Tell her why, Jennifer. Tell her why!
There's the page you were after. Its contents are safely recorded on a friend's answering machine tape. My friend will take the tape to Captain Pete Gerard if he hasn't heard from me by Monday morning. It's all there, how Mr. Sterling killed Edward Lyons and how you helped him cover it up. But I realized that if you went to the police yourself, maybe they'd go easier on you.
That was good, Jennifer. I said it on one bit.
It's over, Miss Montgomery. Should you call Captain Gerard, or should I?
You hear that? What? You hear that? Look at my eyes, I'm killing you! Jim, wake up, darling.
Jeff?
This is Jennifer. Jennifer, can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
And hear me?
Yes, I can see you and hear you, but how can I see you and hear you? You're dead. Does that mean I'm dead too?
Stand up. You're not dead. If you were dead, your body would still be in a chair.
But how can I see you and hear you?
Maybe when Mr. Gummy hit you on the head with the phone, the blow in the head did something. How could I ever doubt you? Your special abilities were always there. Maybe when she struck you.
Well, I don't know how it happened. I'm just glad it did. Oh, Jeff, I never thought I'd be able to tell you.
Yes, I was there before. Right after I died. I love you too, Jennifer. I tried to tell you before, but you couldn't hear me. I tried to touch you.
I felt something.
Jennifer, I'm worried about you.
It's all right. It doesn't hurt that bad. I think there's some towels behind the bar. Why did she hit me?
Anger, spite. At least she didn't kill you.
Did you know it was Miss Montgomery when she killed you?
No, she was dressed as she was just now. I wasn't sure if it was a man or a woman.
You don't have any special powers, special abilities, being dead?
No, my spirit life is a continuation of my corporal life. I just can't touch anything. At least until I find and try to you my killer.
So then the truth shall set you free.
Apparently, yes. Oh, so you can't tell the others about me.
I can't?
No. You're the only witness against Mona. And now that she's appeared to the manuscript, you have to appear perfectly sane and rational. If you were to tell the others there was another witness, Jeff versus Ghost, they'd lock you away and let Mona run scot-free.
I guess that's right. It's not like I want to share you with anyone else anyway. It's Miss Montgomery. She jumped from her bedroom window. She landed on the rock glass iron patio tables. She's dead. She's clutching a page from the manuscript. Her suicide note, I suppose.
something I don't understand. I thought when I learned you murdered me, my spirit would be set free. But I'm still here. And just a minute ago when I tried to cross the patio, I couldn't get through the doorway. I haven't been able to leave this room since I died. Nothing has changed. I thought Mama was going to kill me, and now she's dead, but nothing has changed. Something is wrong, Edward. Something is very, very wrong.
Well, if the killer wasn't Mona, then it has to be someone else in this house.
Mona even had the guts to be the one to discover John's body the next morning. I suspect she wanted to be the first to find it so she could search for a murder weapon. It was none, of course. That's all there is on the page.
So, Mona helped cover up John's crime, and then later committed murder herself to keep her involved in a secret.
That's what it looks like.
And when she realized the truth was out, she killed herself.
Well, that's what someone wants us to believe.
Mrs. Sterling, did your husband ever say anything that would suspect his involvement with Edward Lyon's death?
Well, I met John just 4 years ago, and we got married soon after that. I don't know much about his past.
Miss Stone, did you ever suspect him of killing Mr. Lyons?
No, actually, murder seems like a character for John. He could be very moralistic, very judgmental of others.
Sam's right. John expected everyone else to keep the straight and narrow, even though he strayed himself at times.
That's true. Let's tell it as it is. John was a hypocrite.
Mr. Granger, on the page we have here, it says that he wanted him to fire Lester Hudson and you. Why?
And actor's paranoia, Miss Lane. John was a very handsome young man, very charismatic too. Edward accused me of favoring John in most of his shots, but as you heard, all we had to film were the overview shots, so the idea is preposterous.
And Lester Hudson.
Lester had a drinking problem those days. Word was getting around that he had the shake so bad they took a photograph of him.
Did you know that when you hired him?
I had heard the rumors. Lester swore to me he wouldn't touch another job during shot if I cast him.
Did he keep his word?
No, Miss Lane. I slipped once. I covered the broken table at the top.
Thank you.
Of course. The alcohol nearly destroyed my lifestyle. The night Evan died, I went off the wagon. Milt was going to start filming the close-ups the next day. My scenes weren't scheduled, so I thought it'd be the chance to boost it up. Edward found me drunk as a lord and said he forced Sam to fire me. He didn't carry out his threat.
And you finished your picture.
Yes, I didn't drink another drop for the rest of the shoot. I haven't had one since. I knew he was either give up acting or die with a ball in my hand. Too many pressures. It was time for me to quit, Sam. I'll always appreciate you giving me another chance to come out and talk.
You should have gone to Oscar for that performance.
Oh, the one he's giving now.
Ronald's right. You were so wonderful, so lovely, so deadly.
He's an actor. He could be hiding something.
Miss Lane, you found a page Addie just read to us clutched in Miss Montgomery's hand?
That's right. Once she learned I passed the information on to Captain Gerard, she took it, struck me in the head with it, and then we can assume she went to her bedroom and leapt to her bed.
She took the manuscript, then returned here to retrieve its missing page. You have the page, but where's the manuscript itself?
About time someone asked that.
I searched Miss Montgomery's room for the manuscript, but there was no sign of it. I'm sure when the police are able to return it, Captain Gerard will conduct a thorough search of the house. If it still exists, he'll find it.
What I would like to know is, why did John write it in the first place? Why did he expose himself as a murderer after all these years? His career, his life, would be over.
It was anyways.
What?
John was dying.
What?
Fire eyes will tell you now. The coroner will undoubtedly discover during the autopsy. John took me into his confidence several weeks during pre-production work with Dangerous Mission. He said he went through his routine physical examination and his test results came back saying that he had developed a rare blood disease, an incurable disease. The The doctor said he'd be able to finish Dangerous Mission before his health begins to fail. Once it did, the end will soon come quickly.
And his book.
He said he was going to have it published once he was gone. I had no idea he was going to reveal that he murdered Edward, of course.
In other words, his conscience got the best of him towards the end.
How like John to let the scandal come to light once he's gone and couldn't back them.
Regardless of what else he might have created.
Like Miss Montgomery.
A perfect example of John's twisted view of morality. All the guilty should be punished except for him.
Gee, his hands are for quite a shock.
If the manuscript is found,
Well, if everyone would excuse me, I think I'll lie down. I'm exhausted.
Good idea. You need your beauty sleep.
I guess you'll be staying up, Linda. You obviously suffer from insomnia.
Oh!
Good night, everyone.
I'll go up and revise the book contract in your name, Rose, in case the manuscript turns up.
I'll walk up with you.
I'll come too. Excuse me. Sorry.
Perhaps we should all go and get some rest.
Can pull out away from the others.
Paulette, can I see you for a minute? Is something the matter?
Only you knew.
There's one thing that bothers me. I searched Miss Montgomery's room for the manuscript, but there was no sign of it. I noticed that the clothes she attacked me wore weren't there. Is there anywhere in the house where outdoor is kept?
Yes, there is. The ski mask might have belonged to Mr. Sterling. He loved to ski. He went to Aspen several times a year. He kept outfits and skiing equipment in the closet on the second floor. Asked for rain cut coats and hats in the coat closet in the entry hall.
I'll check there if you check upstairs. Don't let anyone see you. There really must be something in there he doesn't want anyone else to see. If you find the notebook, bring it to me.
I understand. I'll go look right now.
Paulette, be careful.
Miss Lane, thank you for trusting me.
You're about the only person in this house I do trust. That went about the way you thought it would, Jeff. The real killer hardly had time to give himself away with everyone else looking for it. Maybe the real killer will slip up and give himself or herself away. Well, I'd better check the hall closet.
I wish I could go with you. I mean, I could be the world's greatest detective. A ghost detective should be able to walk through walls, much less doorways. And being dead, I could eavesdrop on everyone and possibly force the killer into a confession. I mean, I don't mind being dead, but it's the pits of being dead and helpless.
Why don't you let me handle the physical part of this investigation? Together, we'll find your killer.
Could you imagine the human team would make if I was still alive?
We're doing pretty well as it is.
There's something else I want you to do. Go to my bedroom and look at the top barrel drawer. My gun is under a stack of underwears. Get it and bring it here.
You won't be able to use it, will you?
No, but you might need to. I'll show you how to use it. I feel better if you have some protection.
I guess the idea of carrying a gun around doesn't thrill me. Oh, Jeff, don't go away.
Very fine. Okay, Jeff, let's think this out. Someone killed Mr. Sterling to keep him from publishing his memoirs. When his killer listened on my intercom, he had heard me find the manuscript. He then shot me and took it, except for one page I had torn out. He then later returned and took that, and realized the page implicated Marla Montgomery. He then pushed out her bedroom window, making her death look like suicide. Miss Montgomery did help cover Edward's line instead. But if she didn't kill Sterling, who did? The killer is connected to Lyne's death, who was around 15 years ago. Suspect Jose, Sam Stone, Milton Granger, Lester Hudson, Rhonda Hudson, and Winters. If the killer killed Stone for some other reason, his widow, Rose, born Harris, Deborah Dareford, Johnson, Carla Willis. Why? To protect the studio's reputation. Far-fetched but possible. The suspect was C. Those who had no apparent reason to kill Stu. Paulette, Belinda Powell, and Sally Fletcher. Oh, and Jennifer, of course. 8 suspects and 4 armed. John Sterling. Why did you have to have so many enemies? Jennifer? Miss Sterling? What are you up to?
he was murdered.
Come on, Rose. If you killed him, admit it.
It was Mona Montgomery.
Go to Lemon and take the right plan.
Well, once this is all blown over, we can start being seen together in public.
The grieving widow finds comfort in another man's arms. It's happened before.
I know, darling.
Jennifer said you didn't love your husband. She was right on about time.
Well, I had to wait until everyone cleared out of John's study so I could use his private line.
I should apply for the National Inquiry. Ghost detective tells all on Tinseltown.
I love you too.
Call his name, Rose. Who's the other man?
Darling.
Common name. Oh, looks like we got company.
Well, I just didn't want you to hear it on the news, Mother.
Mother?
Yes, you're exactly right. Goodbye, dear.
You were calling your mother?
Yes?
And I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
I just wanted to be the one to tell her about John's death. Did you need something?
Yes, a drink. Miss Lang from the Carrie Nation, I was a great cowboy. Join me?
No, thank you.
Gotta keep a clear head. Don't.
Well, I know about John and you, of course.
No, what, Rose?
Oh, knock it off, Deborah. John had a habit of romancing his leading ladies. The rumor was once he made his move on you, he already had his sights set for Belinda.
Show business, gossip. If it was true about John and me, wouldn't that upset you?
Well, no, I got Mrs. Flames.
You don't understand that I would be.
Well, I hope you don't think he was going to marry you.
What do you mean?
Well, that's the line that John hid in all of his conquests. I actually overheard him use it on his last ghost story.
I don't believe you.
Well, if his autobiography really tells all, I assume it would prove me right, if we can find it.
John loves me, I know it.
I don't doubt John made you believe he did. He was an excellent actor. Well, the first time I ever discovered he'd stepped on me, I was furious and I wanted to kill him. But I got over it. Is that how you felt when you realized he was through with you? Did you want to kill him? To come right to the point, did you kill him?
And that's what I call getting to the nitty-gritty.
Don't be ridiculous. Mona killed John.
Well, if she really killed herself using the page that implicated her as a suicide note, why didn't she carry the entire manuscript with her to her death? Why didn't she let the whole story come out? It would have been her last scoop and her biggest.
Rose, dumb, you are one smart lady.
I don't know.
Well, one explanation is that she didn't jump from her window, that she was pushed. Did you do it to pin John's murder on her so he wouldn't be found out as his killer?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Me?
Yes, you. I put notice in a film once. No alibi. My character accused everyone else of killing her husband. As it turns out, she was just trying to divert suspicion from herself. Is that what you're doing right now, Rose? Accusing me to cover up your guilt?
Touche, Rose.
I have nothing to feel guilty about.
Don't you?
After that call with Mother, you might want to rethink that.
I guess it's something Captain Jerome will have to figure out when he gets here.
Miss Lang, Oh, excuse me, Miss Sterling, I didn't know you were in here. I was looking for Miss Lang. She asked if we had any spare blankets. I put one on her bed.
Well played.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going into mine.
It's late, Paulette. Why don't you clean up after Miss Dare at the bar and then go to bed yourself? I'll be in my bedroom.
You found it great. But no manuscript. You must have not been hidden with the ski mask.
Miss Lang, I found a ski mask.
It looks like the one the person who attacked me wore. Where was it?
In the closet with the skiing equipment.
But no manuscript.
You didn't find the manuscript?
No, ma'am. Did you find the raincoats?
Yes, I found multiple that looked pretty much alike, so I couldn't tell if the one I was after was among them or not.
The mask is the main item, so pull it up to bed.
Paulette, you did a great job. I'll take care of the mask if you go on up to bed. Get some sleep.
I'll try. Well, good night.
Now tell me, what was so important about the mask?
The killer wore it over his or her head. Look, turn it inside out. Look, there's a hair from the killer's head. And there's another one.
They're light. It's hard to confirm the color.
All P has to do is take a hair sample for everyone here and match it to those. A DNA on them will match your killer better than a fingerprint.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, now turn it right side out and gently. Don't lose any of the hair.
I won't. Where should we put it?
In the desk, right watch over it. Did you get my gun?
Yes. Here.
Look right here. That's your safety catch. Try it.
Like this?
Yes, now it's off. All you have to do is point the gun and pull the trigger. Use your other hand to steady it. Yeah, that's right. Now, if you need to use it, aim for a person's chest. A bullet there would stop
I hate this.
it. No, but it's smart to be prepared. Turn the safety catch back on. You might as well put it with the mask.
Hello? Oh, hello, Captain Gerard. Yes. Okay. All right. Bye now.
waiting for call, miss.
It's all right. There's something I need to tell him. I'll just nap here till he calls back.
Where I can't trouble you.
As you wish. Well, good night, Miss Knight.
Good night.
You handled that great. Now do what you told us you'd do and lie down and rest. You were right when you said Rose didn't love her husband. She came in to phone someone she called Darling to tell her about John's death.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, but you didn't overhear a confession by chance.
No, she blamed Mona. Then Deborah Dan came in, and she started accusing her. And Rose accused her right back. I imagine Miss Montgomery's death is starting to leave a lot of unanswered questions. Questions I should be able to solve if I weren't my soul as a detective.
Well, you've solved the case. I mean, Captain Girardi takes the hair samples.
Yeah, but I want to catch the killer myself and have you handpick the murderer on a silver plate. Jen, let's play a little game.
What kind of game?
Let's fire some questions at each other. Answer with the first thing that comes to your head.
All right.
Why was Mrs. Sterling killed?
To keep him from publishing his autobiography.
What else?
Well, I mean, someone killed him, obviously, to get it, but they also killed you.
How can we be sure about that?
Because he confessed to murdering Edward Lyons.
What was in the manuscript?
Well, he admitted the crime to Mona Montgomery, and she used that information to advance her career.
What else?
Well, I mean, once she learned that her involvement with Edward Lyons' death would be made public, she couldn't face that, so she killed herself.
So far, so good, but since Miss Montgomery's part of the crime was already out in the open, why would she bother to keep it hidden if she had it?
No reason, so we can assume she didn't have it.
Right. And if she didn't kill her to get it, then someone else did. And they murdered her to make her look like the guilty party. Therefore, there must be something in the manuscript someone must keep hidden. What? Jennifer, let me see that page from the manuscript. I told her there had been an accident. I said Edward had hit his head, stumbled, and drowned. I could tell she didn't believe me. And so forth. She agreed to keep silent about the blood. John did say he had blood, but nowhere in the book does he say he had actually killed Lyons. What if he saw someone else kill that man and threw him in the pool? What if he tried to save Lyons and got blood on him that way?
Well, if he knew who the killer was, why would he protect him? Why would he let Mona Montgomery think he had killed him?
He protected the killer to make him believe it was an accident. He didn't want the film to shut down for a murder investigation.
So if Sterling wasn't a killer, then we can assume he was an accomplice, just as Mona was. They kept quiet for the sake of their careers.
That's it, Jennifer. I bet that's it.
If you're right, that narrows our list down to two main suspects. Milton Granger.
And Lester Hudson.
What's that?
Someone on the patio walking on the broken glass where Miss Montgomery fell. Quick, get the gun. Now lie down and pretend to sleep. And hide the gun. Jen, it's Lester. He searched the desk. He found a mask. Didn't let him take it. He's found what he wants. Let him take it and leave it.
I can't let you take that.
Jennifer!
It's the only proof we have that you killed Jeff and Mona as well. You have to pay for what you did.
But Jen, you shouldn't have done that.
How did you know?
It had to be Granger or you. I realized that Mr. Sterling didn't kill Edward Lyons, but I knew someone else had a reason to. Granger or you.
Clever.
Jen, be careful.
That's far enough. Put the mask on the desk.
You're right. I did kill Edward Lyons. It was an accident.
An accident?
Yes. As I told you earlier, I got drunk that night. I had slipped away from the house so I could have my bench. So no one would see me. I was sitting on the board at the cove, happily soused. I look up and Edward was there. He had gone for a walk by the water. He grabbed the bottle out of my hands and smashed it against the rocks and said he forced milk to fire me. I grabbed his arm and begged him to give me another chance. He pulled away. He pushed me. I pushed back. He slipped and fell on the wet rocks. His head struck the rocks just below us. So much blood. It was then I noticed John was there. He saw everything.
So then he knew it was an accident.
Yes, but the police police would have called it involuntary manslaughter. I would have had to go to trial. It would shut down the picture.
So?
John was about to be fired. Edward's death kept him in the movie.
But only if there was a movie.
I persuaded John to help me make it look like he had slipped and fallen to the water for the sake of the studio.
And his role.
Yes, we carried his body out into the sea and left him floating.
That explains the blood on John's shirt sleeve.
The blood bonus saw.
I needed a drink.
A drink? I thought you quit.
I did. Tastes just like I remember.
What about John?
Why did you kill John?
John, Roosevelt did John's twisted view of morality, how the guilty should be punished. Hypocrite. John promised not to turn me in. After the movie, I retired and worked here for him. I agreed, but he held that night over my head every day. He wasn't my employer so much as my jailer. But however, I did meet Rhonda here, and we fell in love.
Did Rhonda know?
Rhonda? John was just as guilty.
Yes, John was a criminal as well.
Absolutely. An accessory after the fact.
Exactly. That's why I didn't feel too badly about smashing the champagne bottle over his head and tossing him into the pool.
Why now, after all this time?
The other day, I saw he left his manuscript open on his desk, just long enough to use the restroom. I was on the patio. I had slipped in and found the section about Edward's death. About me. I knew I had to destroy and kill him. So I waited supplies tonight to where there would be plenty of others of the motives to do away with him.
I understand why you did it, although what you did was horribly wrong, but what I don't quite understand is why did you kill Jeff and Mona as well?
What's he hiding?
What are you not telling us?
I didn't cover my tracks. I thought Mona's death would end it.
And it should have.
Rhonda? Rhonda, I asked you to stay in the room.
Lester, you've had your chance. I'll take it from here.
I guess this is the part left out.
Edward Lyon's death was an accident.
Yes, Lester told us all about how John helped him cover it up.
John was a horrible man. He deserved to die. Now put the gun down. Now! And step back.
Rhonda.
Lester, I love you, but you are a fool. Lester's the most gentle man to ever live. He can no more hurt someone than hurt a fly.
Please.
It was you. Yes, I killed him. When I saw what he'd written in the manuscript, you found it on the desk, not Lester.
Wait.
My husband was always a good actor, but his performance ends here with the truth. No more trying to protect him.
Lester?
I didn't mean to kill Mr. Burke, but he got in my way.
Good to know.
When you gave me the page that torn from the manuscript, I was glad to see Gordon Gillis was on her way. I can never stand that woman. She was suspicious in her own way as John was. I stood here with the phone giving me time to take the page to her room. Obviously, she panicked. She offered to buy my silence. As she went for her purse, I pushed her. I'll never forget the look on her face as she crashed through the window. When Mona died, holding the page that was almost a confession, I figured that would be the end of it. Everyone would believe that she killed John Sterling and Mr. Burke. Even Lester didn't know. Until he found the page buried hidden under the mattress. He forced me to tell him the truth. We can never keep secrets from each other.
When you pointed out Captain Gerard's men come to the house in search for the manuscript, I knew we didn't have much time. And when I saw Paulette come out of the closet carrying the mask, I knew the evidence that held. I needed it back. If I retrieve it, no one can trace it back to Rhonda.
There's still one piece that needs to be dealt with.
Jen.
You can't get away with killing me too, but I can. I'll shoot you, and then I'll burn this place to the ground.
Rhonda, please, no more killing.
It's over. The police will be here any minute now. No.
Jennifer.
There is no time.
There is. Put your gun down. I can't.
Rhonda, please.
Jennifer.
We're not going to jail. Never.
Jennifer, look out!
Jeff!
I heard a gunshot.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Jennifer!
You shot him?
No!
You're literally holding the gun.
Shut up! Rhonda, what happened? It was an accident. Please, someone help me!
I'll call the police.
They're already on their way.
It's when?
What happened? Anyone!
Would someone please tell us what's going on in here? Rhonda.
What if you have to say something?
I'll give the details to Captain Gerard, but in short, I realized that
going to fire me.
And Lester Hudson, for the same reason.
That's ridiculous.
But I realized I was wrong on both accounts.
Then who?
You ruined everything!
Oh,
Rhonda?
It was going to be so simple.
There was nothing simple about murder.
He was a prisoner in this house. It was all for nothing.
Put the gun down.
No, not yet. You couldn't just let it go, could you? Rhonda, please, stop this. You said you did this all for Lester, but he did not want this. Rhonda, think. I'm sorry.
Everyone back to their rooms. Help is on the way. There's a lot of questions I need to be answered. You, wait here.
Till we make one heck of a team.
Yeah, but you're still.
True.
What happens now?
You know how this works better than I do. I no longer have any unfinished business.
So?
So at some point, they're going to be calling me home.